You don't lack discipline. You are reacting too fast. And this is the part no one tells you. It's not that you are weak. It's not that you don't have willpower. It's that you never learned to see the moment before action. Think about this carefully. You reach for your phone before you even realize it. You open an app without deciding to. You eat. Not because you're hungry. You speak and regret it seconds later. And in that moment, it feels like you had no choice. But that's a lie. You had a moment, a very small one, and you lost it. And that moment is where discipline actually lives. Not in motivation, not in plans, not in big decisions. In that tiny gap between impulse and action. The Vikings understood something brutal about the sea. You don't lose to the wave. You lose to the moment you panic. Picture this. A Viking stands at the front of a ship. Cold wind, dark sky, a massive wave rising in front of him. If he reacts too early, he falls. If he jumps, he dies. If he freezes in fear, he is gone. So what does he do? Nothing. He watches. He waits. He lets the wave come. That is control, not force, not resistance, timing. Now look at your impulses. That urge to check your phone, to scroll, to eat, to escape, to react. It feels powerful, but it is not power. It is speed. And speed is what controls you, because you react before you think, before you see, before you choose. And the faster you react, the less control you have. So here is the first rule. Do not fight the urge. Do not suppress it. Do not distract yourself, because all of that is still reaction. Instead, slow it down. The next time you feel the impulse, pause. Not for long, just a few seconds, and say this in your mind. This is a wave. Not, I need this. Not, I want this. Just, this is a wave. The moment you name it, you step outside of it. And that is where control begins, because an urge cannot control you if you are watching it. Here is something most people never realize. An urge is strongest at the beginning, not at the end. Not in the middle, at the start. That first second, that first pull, that is where you lose. Because your brain is trained for one thing. Remove discomfort instantly. You feel something, you act. No delay, no awareness, no resistance. And every time you do that, you train yourself to obey. Not think, not choose. Obey. That is why impulses feel automatic, because you made them automatic. The Vikings didn't survive by reacting instantly. They survived by reading the storm. They watched the wind. They watched the water. They watched the timing. Because timing is everything. And you can train the same skill. The next time your hand moves toward your phone, freeze it. Literally stop your hand mid-air. Don't grab it. Don't unlock it. Just stop and hold it there. This is where the wave is forming. This is the exact point where control is built. Now breathe once, slow, controlled, and watch what happens. The urgency drops, not disappears, drops. Because the brain expected instant action, and you broke the pattern. And that moment, that interruption, is the first crack in the system. Now do one more thing. Delay. Tell yourself, not now, in 60 seconds. That's it. You're not saying no. You're not fighting. You're not resisting. You are just delaying. And something strange happens. Most of the time, you don't even want it anymore. Because urges are not built to last. They are built to trigger action. Remove the action, and they collapse. This is the part people don't understand. Control is not about stopping the urge, it's about surviving the first few seconds. Because if you survive the beginning, the rest becomes easy. That is how discipline is built, not by force, but by interruption. You interrupt the automatic reaction, and in that gap, you take control. Most people believe discipline is about being strong. It's not. It's about being aware. Because you cannot control what you don't see, and most impulses happen in the dark. Automatic, unnoticed, fast. That's why they feel unstoppable. But once you start observing them, they change. Watch closely. An urge has a pattern. It rises quickly. It peaks. Then it fades. Always. Every single time. But you never see the fade, because you react to the peaks. And that is the trap. The Vikings didn't just face waves. They studied them. They learned their rhythm. They learned how long they rise, how they break, how they disappear. And once you understand the rhythm, you stop fearing the wave. Now try this. The next time you feel an urge, don't act. Don't delay. Just observe. Where do you feel it? Your chest, your stomach, your hands. Is it pressure? Heat? Tension? Restlessness? Describe it. Like you are studying it. Because that is exactly what you are doing. You are studying the wave, and something important happens. The more you observe it, the less personal it feels. It stops being, I need this, and becomes, my brain is creating this. That shift changes everything, because now you are not inside the urge. You are above it. And from above, you can choose. That is the moment most people never reach. But once you reach it once, you realize something powerful. You are not your impulses. You are the one watching them. And if you can watch something, you are no longer controlled by it. That is where real discipline begins. Not in control of behavior, but in control of attention. Every time you ride the urge, you are changing your identity. Not slowly, immediately. Because identity is not built through thinking. It is built through action. If you react instantly, you become reactive. If you pause, you become controlled. It's that simple. The Vikings didn't call themselves warriors. They acted like warriors. Daily, in small moments, in invisible decisions, and those decisions defined them. You are doing the same thing right now. Every time you choose to wait, you build discipline. Every time you choose to observe, you build control. Every time you choose not to react, you build power. And here is the part most people miss. No one sees this. There's no reward, no recognition, no validation. Just you and the moment. That's why most people fail. Because they need feedback. They need results. They need proof. But discipline is invisible. It is silent. It is built when no one is watching. Especially when no one is watching. So you need a new standard. Not, did I succeed? But, did I react? Or did I choose? That is the only question that matters. Because if you choose, you win. Even if nothing changes. Even if no one notices. Even if the result feels small. Because you are building something far more important than results. You are building control over yourself. And that changes everything. You will feel the urge again. Today. Tomorrow. In an hour. It will come back. Stronger. Faster. More convincing. And that's normal. The ocean doesn't stop. The waves don't disappear. And neither do your impulses. But now, you know something different. You don't need to stop them. You just need to ride them. Pause. Name it. This is a wave. Freeze, breathe, delay, Observe and stay. Stay long enough to see it change, because it will, every time. And one day, you will notice something strange. The same impulse that once controlled you feels weak, quiet, almost irrelevant. That's when you understand. Discipline is not force, it is distance. Distance between you and your reaction. And that distance is where your power lives. This is the Viking way. Not to fight the storm, not to escape the sea, but to stand in it, unmoved, wave by wave, until nothing inside you can take control without your permission. There is one more thing you need to understand. Most people don't lose to impulses because of the impulse itself. They lose because they believe it. The moment an urge appears, a thought follows it. This will make me feel better. I need this right now. Just this once. And that thought feels true. It feels logical. It feels justified. But it is not truth. It is a story, a very fast one, and your brain tells it automatically, because it learned that this story leads to action, and action leads to relief. Even if that relief is temporary, even if it makes things worse later. Your brain doesn't care about later, it cares about now. So when the urge appears, it doesn't just push you, it convinces you. And that is why it's dangerous. Because you're not just reacting to a feeling, you're reacting to a belief. So here is the deeper layer of control. Don't argue with the thought. Don't fight it. Don't try to prove it wrong. Just see it. The same way you see the urge. This is a wave. You can say, this is a thought. And suddenly, something changes. Because now, you are not inside the story, you are watching it. And a thought has no power unless you follow it. The Vikings didn't believe every fear they felt. They didn't believe every signal in the storm. They observed, they judged, they chose. And that is the difference between reaction and control. So the next time you feel the urge, listen carefully. Not to what it tells you, but to how it tries to convince you. Watch the story. Watch the urgency. Watch the pressure. And stay still. Because when you don't follow the thought, the urge loses its voice. And without a voice, it cannot control you. This is the level most people never reach. Because they try to fight behavior without seeing the mechanism behind it. But once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And that is where real freedom begins.